Question: is it me, or people seem to be adverse to learning different things? People don't seem to want to learn about, oh, this culture out there, or this tradition out there, or this history out there. People don't seem to want to learn anymore. Everybody, so many people, and a vast majority of people, seem to want to live in a box and then complain about that box all the time. All the time. Oh, my life is so boring. See, when I was growing up, we were all so excited to learn about different stuff. Like my kid, his generation, I try to teach my kid about different stuff. Hey man, this is cool, this is cool. They are so busy living in this bloody fantasy world, man, of all these Pokemon and the video games, and it's a fantasy world. When there's a real world out here to learn about different cultures and stuff, little do they know that a lot of the fantasy stuff, the people who wrote it steal from other cultures and put it in there. Well, I wouldn't say steal, but they use other cultures to create these things, to create these fantasy worlds. But there's actual real cultural stuff out there to learn. But nobody seemed to be interested in that anymore. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with video games or nothing like that, but a nice balance would be great. Don't just go into stuff and just boom, tunnel vision. That's it. That's what I'm into. And just feed yourself on one thing. What can come on? It doesn't make any bloody sense. And I mean, this is a rant, so I don't care, I'm gonna just rant about this here. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with society or there's something wrong with a generation or anything like that. All I'm saying is, man, there's just so much things, so much cool things out in the natural world to learn about. All that fantasy stuff, you could live it by doing some archaeological vibe, Go, save some money, go visit some place where they have a dig or something, to learn all what the ancient people used to do. Because a lot of the books you read and a lot of the stuff you do came from ancient times anyway, so why not just learn about the real deal? Instead of living this fantasy stuff. And listen, and I'm going to say it again before anybody say anything, there's nothing wrong with it. But, in limitation. Like, I have never seen the Star Wars movies. I guess they're good. Because there's a lot of people into them. They collect the figures, they do all that stuff, and that's kind of cool. I dig it. But the stories are taken from us, from all the way we live. Do you really think that aliens are like what you see on Star Wars? They don't know. That's fantasy stuff. Do you think they live under the same type of systems like we do? Probably not. If there's aliens out there. So everything that you see there through those fantasy shows like the Star Wars and the Star Trek and stuff is based on human understanding of the universe that they live in. It's nothing new. The only thing that's new is the visuals, the costumes, the actual ideology behind it. That's human. So you're not really learning anything new. They're regurgitating old stuff with a twist in it for entertainment. They take literary liberties with it. And you can learn about other cultures without comparing it to your own. It just is what it is. That's the way they are. They're not right, they're not wrong. It's just their culture. It's just our culture. We're not right, we're not wrong. Enjoy the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But there's this like box living, where people just live in this box, you know what I mean? And they don't really know about what's going on out there unless somebody feed it to them. And the thing about it is, if people feed stuff to you, then they're just telling you what their perspective of it. You understand it through their eyes, not through your eyes. That's what people fail to realize. Like I read a lot of books about different cultures, but I also understand I'm reading it from their eyes. So a lot of the things they see from their own perspective, not the perspective of the people who live it. That's why I like to ask people from the places where they're from what it's like there, or from the people who have a different ideology. You know what it's like where they're from, why they're thinking that way. And everybody just want to see the world from their perspective as if their perspective is the only perspective there is, but it's not. And it's okay for somebody else to have a different perspective, and so that you could probably learn something from them, and they could learn something from you that may further humankind. Don't think I'm think I'm okay. A lot of the stuff we use today, like calendars and numerical stuff and all of that, that came from a whole different culture, a whole different time. It ain't new. Some of it may be, but most of it, the basis of it, comes from an ancient time. The systems that we have, ancient time. The religions that we have, ancient time. People just tweak that stuff to modernize it. Used to be we sing hymns. Now you go into a church and they have guitars and stuff and they rapping and they carrying on. They just tweaked it, but the basis of it is ancient times. So we absorb this stuff, but we don't really know where it came from. What's the real history of it? What's the real culture of it? And I'm not talking about religion. I'm just talking about everything in, you know what I mean? They live in this box and then they complain every day how boring the box is because you're not expanding. I like all kinds of music. You know, like for instance, if I bring up a song, oh, that's an old song. Nobody listens to that anymore. That's just stupid, you know. Do you listen to songs? Oh, yeah, I listen to Beethoven. I wasn't alive then. I listen to Tchaikovsky, Muscagni. I listen to all of them. I listen to country. I listen to reggae. I listen to calypso. I listen to Serbian music. I listen to Romanian music. I listen to Hispanic music. I listen to it all. I don't go, ooh, I don't like that. That's not what I'm used to. Ooh, ooh. No, man. That's the spice of life. You don't have to engross yourself in it to enjoy it. You just enjoy it. You spread yourself out. Learn new things. Try new things. Life is boring if you don't. If you don't, you just get up, you go do what you have to do, come home, go do the same thing. Yeah? Oh, I like it, I like it. Then later on in life, you go, what did I miss? Oh, you missed everything. You missed the whole world. And that's why we don't respect anything in the world. That's why so many animals are becoming extinct and we're okay. In Africa, they're poaching all those animals out of existence. They're using tusks from elephants for medicine and it's just tearing up the place. Like, I'm alive now knowing that there were animals like in the 40s and the 50s that became extinct because of what we did. So another cool thing about the universe we live in, I will never know about it. And I know animals go extinct. I understand that. The dinosaurs did. But that was natural. We are killing off everything, including bees. I don't even see butterflies anymore. I haven't seen a butterfly in ages. A caterpillar. I used to see those things all the time. People say, well, it's where you live. But even, listen, even in highly populated areas, you'd see butterflies flying. I haven't seen a firefly in forever. And I used to see them occasionally. I don't even see those anymore because we're so busy in that box, in that just bam, that's what it is. We don't even pay attention. Used to be shows like National Geographic and all the cool animals and stuff. That was huge. That's not even huge anymore. People don't pay attention to the natural world around them anymore. They just live in that box. That's why romance is so harsh because nothing is natural anymore. Everything is concocted. And I'm just ranting here, you know what I mean? And it's hard to live in a society, and that's worldwide. And I always say it's worldwide. But everybody just live in a box, man. They don't diversify their understanding of the world. If you do, you're either boring, or you think you're better than, or you're elite if you try to educate yourself about different stuff. Having conversations about, man, a tribe in this place does this, or that's people don't talk about stuff like that anymore. They either gossip or complain. And trust me, I work in places where constant, and if I was to talk about that, they just stand and look at me like, why is he talking like that? Oh, he's really educated. No, I'm not. It's there to be seen. I'm no better than nobody else because I'm doing that. I'm just doing it because it's right there, right in front of you. You don't have to live in a box. But I work retail for a long time, and everybody just go to work, come home, and they just follow some sort of a schedule that they don't have to follow. And I understand you have to go to work, you have to take care of your kids, but you also should find time to do other things. Now, besides fantasy stuff, and I'm like that because my mom taught me to be like that. You know what I mean? This is not something that just go, ooh, my mom is like, hey, learn this, learn that. My mom always had people from other countries coming over to the house, introducing us to them and all of that. That's what piqued my interest about different stuff. They invite different people into the fold. My grandkids will probably never know about my history. I've never even met my grandkids. That's a whole other story there. But they're not going to know. It's not like their father is going to teach them anything because he didn't want to hear nothing about it. I was married to someone who really didn't care about where I'm from or anything like that. Just didn't. And in retrospect, actively not allow me to teach that to my kid. Instead of learning about it, like I learned about her and where she's from and all of that, she'd be like, "Oh, you think the two things? You think you're better than us because I talk about it all the time, or you love it more than you love me." No, I could diversify. kind of cool to know all this stuff, and I don't understand why people don't want to learn about each other. I don't get it. They do learn all the negative stuff about it. And it's no matter where you go in this world, you go to England, you're going to find a vast majority of the population of said countries around the world, the vast majority of the people think like that, think singular. And whenever they talk about anybody else, it's something negative. And you got to fight this. I remember when I was a kid too, it did used to seep in. When they talk about Africa, all you see is like malnourished kids with big bellies and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? And at first I was like, man, that's how they live in there. And they used to say stuff like, when I was a kid, growing up on the island, well, you better eat that food because there's starving children in Africa. And that's what they said all the time. But that wasn't all of Africa. They never said that wasn't all of Africa. Or like they would say it of the Balkans. Oh, those are like warlike people. They fight in there all the time. But that's not all of the Balkans. That's not all there is there. There are people there living with a culture and traditions and cool stuff to learn about. Cool Christmas traditions, cool Easter traditions, cool festivals that they have. Same for Africa. Same for the Caribbean. Same for here in America. Because I know there's people in other countries that are looking at America that way. When there's just cool things everywhere that we could learn and enjoy. Nobody's better than nobody. It's just different. And I'm talking about natural culture, natural geography. There are things here that's not there. There are things there that's not here. Things we could learn about and go, wow, that is so cool. And then we will marvel at nature, marvel at how different we are, but still being the same and trying to live towards the same type of existence. You have things like YouTube where you could go on there and from the places itself, you could learn about the geography there, the traditions, the culture. It doesn't have to come from somebody who went there and studied it. It could come from the people who are there. It's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I do reaction videos about Serbia and Romania and Macedonia and sometimes Slovenia. And, so I did Canada, Britain, Africa. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Ireland. There's so much stuff out there to learn. Ireland with the Druze and stuff like that. The, Romania with the Dacians and all the tribes that go through there. Vlad and them. Stephen. Uh, the Turks, the Ottomans. And how the cultures came to be and the different architecture that's in that place. I mean, you could tell people move through a place by the different architecture in a place. How cool is that? You could tell the different people that live in a place if you dig up some stuff and boom, archaeological facts come up. How cool is that? But we go into what's in outer space. I don't care what's in outer space. I'll be honest with you. Whatever is out there could stay out there. We have this really beautiful planet right here. And we don't even enjoy it, much less to go to space. What are we going to do when we get there and we see other beings? Are we going to try to indoctrinate them into our way of thinking, or are they going to try to indoctrinate us in our way of thinking? Are we just going to go up there and start wars? What are we going to do when we get there? And you watch all these sci-fi movies and stuff like that, and it's always these aliens are coming down and they want to take over and they're killing an extinction like predator and stuff like that. Oh, we just come down here to hunt. But that's a human way of fantasy thinking. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I've ranted enough. Look outside the box, man. There's just so much cool things to learn, so much cool things to see. And even if you don't get to go anywhere or do anything, you still have that image in your head, that beautiful image of human beings and the animals that are in the world and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Try it. It might relax you.